But first, we want to get things started today with a closer look at the market action we're seeing play out. As I said, the Nasdaq in the red, and for more on that, I want to bring on Yahoo Finance's chart master, Jared Blikre, with a closer look at the ticks on the chart. Jared.
That's right. And let's start out with a slightly longer term view of the markets on the Wi-Fi Interactive. I have a 2-month chart of the Dow, and you can see we are set for a record close right now. This is a nice winning streak we have on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. Haven't gotten a new intraday high just yet, but we're really feeling that low volume, low volatility melt up that typically happens with this time of year. Take a look at the Nasdaq. That's under a little bit of pressure. Actually, 2-day losing streak for the Nasdaq, and the S&P 500 just kind of treading water. They're not doing a whole lot. We are seeing some movement in the bond market. So here's the 5-year T-note yield. That is up 4 basis points today. 10-year is up to over 1.5%. It's up 1.53%. That's up 5 basis points. And the 30-year is up 5 basis points as well. So the yield curve is expanding. And also the dollar to the downside. We haven't seen any kind of major move in the dollar in about a week here. Nothing too big, but definitely testing the lower end of its range, as you can see on your screen right there. Let's get into some heat maps, and this is going to be the sector action. So we have materials, healthcare, industrials, financials. Those are the top performers in the upper left. Materials is the XLB. That is a bigger outperformer of the group, but we are seeing the value trade kind of pick up today. To the downside, only communication services is in the red. That's down about 0.4%. And if we take a look at our leadership board, our sentiment markets, we can see the money is kind of centered around some of the more value trades and also some of the big winners in 2021. So XHB is home builders. That is the leader today, followed by the Dow Transports, followed by the retail. XRT is a retail ETF, followed by regional banks, and then value, then some of the semiconductors. All of those are outperforming. What's not working today? Chinese internet stocks. That's KWEB right there. IPO. We've been talking about how IPOs and SPACs have not been performing well this month of December. ARK Innovation Fund, cannabis trade, emerging markets. So there are some clear winners and losers today, even though we don't really have much going on in the indices. Here's our travel heat board. Excuse me. And it looks like the hotels largely doing well. We're seeing some negative price action in some of the airlines. Looks like American is down 1.5%, but Southwest is up 1%. So kind of a mixed board with respect to that. But just kind of looking in at the trade that hasn't gone the right way this month, this would be the ARK Innovation ETF holdings. And I keep going back to this because I think it's illustrative of what people are buying at the end of the year and what they're selling. And it's the overpriced, high valued, high multiple stocks that have really gotten sold off here. And you can see that if we look at an equal weighted version of this board. Square to the downside, Block, that's down 22%, DraftKings down 22% as well, Coinbase down 18%. So the air coming out of a lot of those trades, even though they picked up recently. You go back to the beginning of this most recent rally, that would be 6 days, and we can see Tesla up 20.5%. That's their biggest that's their biggest component, so that has been keeping things afloat. But overall, looks like ARK down another few percentage points today. Do want to get a look at the 6-day price action finally. Looks like consumer discretionary is in the forefront. That's up about 7%, followed by tech, energy, materials, and industrials, all the outperformers. So not a bad mix going into the end of the year, but clearly a game of winners and losers in the month of December, guys.
Yeah, and as of late, as you said there, a lot of those tech stocks have been losers. We'll see if 2022 can bring a change in a bit of that storyline. But Jared Blikre, appreciate you walking us through the biggest moves there.